it look like?
It's big. It's like 1,100 square feet.
Mm.
Justin, do you want to give me a rough count of how many you need total?
Probably.
Yeah, it's a big pool. It's not incredibly difficult, but it's pretty big. Yeah, so we'll get started on this thing.
Pretty close.
Where you at?
47, 3.5.
Alright.
He said the pool shifted this way.
Yeah,
too.
that's fine. And then that way it should be
22.4.
22.4, yep. You want to pull that real quick? I'll use the little app to get the
Oh yeah.
to make sure we're square.
I need to get the app, but it's like 30 bucks.
It's worth it, bro. It's worth it. Just buy it.
He was like,
I bought it a long time ago, and it's helped me so much.
that would be good for like spas too, right?
It's good for everything. Anytime you need to square something off, it's good for it.
22.4.
All right, you're good. And we'll just check it. Let me check the measurement, and we'll go from there. So it's not incredibly big pool, but or not incredibly complicated pool. It is a big pool, but we're gonna do it right. So we're done filling up this thing. This is a pretty good sized pool, so I don't think we're gonna have this machine on it for too long. That's all we got for now. Our dump truck's down, so we could try to put some glad hands on our other truck, so we can run the air brakes on the trailer, so we can get our Caterpillar here. So it's gonna have to do for now. We'll see how it goes, but pretty big pool. It's like over 1,200 square foot. It's also pretty deep. It's a diving pool, so it's gonna be 8 foot of water. We'll dig it down to 9 foot. With the diving pool, you have a pretty big deep end well, so it's gonna be a lot of dirt coming out of this pool for safety reasons and for codes. Be up the code on the pool. I'm gonna be listening to some music. I'll let y'all come in every once in a while, and I'll say what's up, but just enjoy it. We'll dig a little bit, and we'll be back out here tomorrow. So thanks for watching, guys. good digging dirt. I'll have him take the Bobcat and kind of ferry our dirt around so it's out of our way a little bit. Bucket wants to lose pressure and pull back on itself. should have go ahead and dug it, but if you have a sheer drop like that, you can try to dig that out. But you don't have any back pressure on it, you'll take the whole chunk out. So should have dug it a little sooner, but it's too late now. right now, the main goal was to get a lot of dirt out of the way. So it's rough, so I'm gonna go back in from that side and slide down and go ahead and finish it off to make it where it's gonna be good for us to finish and move on. But the main goal was just to get dirt moving, get progress started. So that's what we're gonna do. So as you'll see in the title, and as I mentioned before, at least I hope I mentioned it, this is for a pool builder, owner of a company. We build pools for a lot. It's his personal pool, so absolutely every ounce of making it perfect, making it square, making it strong, and making it pretty went into this, just as a sign of respect as somebody who gives us a lot of business. Everything, you know, normally that get left out because one, it's not really necessary 100%, but go ahead and do it on a pool like this for redundancy. On a rectangle pool, normally this is how I do it, regardless who it's for. A little extra here though, you know, with the couple extra of the braces, you know, just to keep the square in line. On a pool like this, it's got a lot of jet outs and a lot of angles, and something as simple as a 45 degree on each end 2x4, keep that square. If something happens to this form, and that's just extra, that it's going to make it hold up well under the stress of digging, under the stress of people having you know, 5 guys tying rebar on it, throwing rebar on top of the form, stuff like that. And honestly, what I'll probably do before I leave, I'll actually extend a piece of wood up and secure that, you know, pretty strongly, and paint that, so when the rebar guys get here, they know where they can hang their rebar over top when they want to drag their bundle. So little things like that that you can use if you're building pools to kind of show that you care. Again, with the cross angles, helps keep these angles in line, because like I said, you got the stress of digging, the rebar. The next stress is going to be the elements, considering how concrete is so backed up. Granted, this is the owner of the company, so he'll come top on priority. He'll get it shot pretty good, but if they sit for too long and we get a lot of cold, wet days, those little details are going to keep this thing locked in. Stakes every 2 feet, not going bad on the stakes. You know, a lot of guys will, you know, put the stakes every 3 feet or 3.5 just to hold it, and it works, but every 2 feet is going to get it secure. Your splices, when you splice your lumber between it, a lot of guys will take something like this size and put that splice on it, but that's when you step back and look, or that if anything happens, that's the first thing you're going to see, is this where the splice is. So the biggest one you can fit between your stakes is best. When I cut these 2 pieces to fit here, I had that in mind where I wanted them to stop, so I could get the most for I could get the most strength out of that form. This is a 12-foot 4. I think it's bigger than that. I think it's 14 foot. GoPro, can't see. This is a 14-foot piece here. It has 10-foot 2x4s. So what you'll notice a lot of guys will do, so I'll put that 10-foot 2x4 up, but what happens is that board stops right here, and then what's going to happen then? You have a 2-foot piece you're going to put in there, and it's only going to be really secured by 1 stake, and that's just a no-no for me. Just me and my experience, I don't do that. So I'll find a good median, cut it in there, get a good strength on it, and it holds up so much better. Extending the forms out is absolutely another reason, you know, what I like to do for strength, because if I would have stopped it right here, and then all it would have had right now would be those stakes, but extending it out gives it strength. It gives it easier, because you can now use this as a batter board. When you extend it out, you know, you don't know exactly where you want it, so you have that room to mark it as a batter board, put your string on it, and run it across. And this acts, like I said, as a batter board. Back here, more strength. Little things. So again, with the angles, you could actually make that bigger if you wanted. I think it's pretty good now, since we have the stakes pretty good. Another thing that's key, that a lot of people do not think about, is cutting the tops of the 2x4 or the 2x2s or whatever stakes you're using flush. You can see that we do that. So we cut these flush right here, and the reason we do that, one, it looks good, it looks professional, it looks like we give a shit. But the most important thing is when they come shoot this pool and they got concrete and and they got a guy up here with a 36-inch concrete cutter, and he's cutting these out smooth to form up his wall. He don't have anything he's gonna run into. He can just take that and slide it. And that's another thing that if you're gonna be building pools, really get in the habit of doing. Chainsaw, you know, we use chainsaws all the time, especially for cutting the top. So you see this is how a normal pool company would leave it, and we'll cut these of course. And what's gonna happen when you go to smooth out that concrete shell right here, they're gonna hit that, and then they're you know, jogging around it. And granted, it can be done, but why not have it where it's flush, where they can just run it? So little things. I'm trying to see if anything else I can show you before. Again, with the 45s, on this one, to be honest with you, I'll probably put another longer one there, because even though this is supported pretty heavily, it's gonna have a tendency to really get moved. So to have that extra one across, it's just gonna, one, look great, look like we care, and two, be very useful later down the road. Just to guarantee, the last thing you want on a pool with this many cutouts is to find out the day you're shooting concrete that it's not square. So the more you check it and double check it, triple check it, the better off you'll be. So all right guys, that's all I got here for tonight. If you're still watching, I doubt you are, but if you are, please like the video and subscribe. And we'll be out here tomorrow, hopefully finish this thing up. I'm hoping in the morning I'll have the Caterpillar 308 out here. Much better machine for this type of pool, considering the size of this pool and the depths. If you can see down there, we're just about 7'3", so we gotta get another, you know, right around there 2 feet down to make our depths. And you gotta do that for 11 feet of pool of deep end, so it's gonna be a lot of dirt, and then it's still a big transition too. So having that cat and that reach, get out of the way, put the dirt past the forms is what we're looking for. So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Subscribe.